should be fun!
Family don't end with blood.
I regret this already.
Hello? Not an idiot. See ya!
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Give him the bits!
The bits! The bits!
The things I do for love.
I will never, ever turn my back on people who need me. Cartoons.
The only warning this episode is going to come with is an apology from Jay, the editor. Hi. I tried to make the call that our mic tests that we were doing were a little unnecessary since we haven't had any tech issues since like week 2. I was proven wrong when upon opening this audio file, Sam's mic wasn't working at fucking all. So, I apologize for the grossness of this episode. I'm still learning, and I'm sorry. Stay tuned. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. No, I was doing it myself. I was doing the chord myself. Hello.
Hello.
I said myself, and these other voices just keep happening. Hi.
Welcome back.
Why did I watch that?
Why should I watch that?
Wait, that's shit.
What?
What would you what?
I'm not
starting early.
I'm not allowed to have Coke.
Not the kind you're thinking of.
No, soda.
Coca-Cola.
The beverage.
I don't do drugs.
Thanks for clarification.
Sorry. Welcome back to Why Should I Watch That?
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 My brain went sugar.
I burned myself with hot glue again.
Again.
And in that note,
What are we watching this week?
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Kiki, are you ready?
God damn it. I cosplayed Kiki.
Do you love me?
The
No.
year that song came out.
I did. I cosplayed Kiki the year that song came out. You have any idea how much I got stopped on the streets and said, Kiki, do you love me? I was like,
Do you never leave?
you know what the worst part is? I hadn't heard the song. So I had no clue why people were saying this shit to me.
I would feel bad for you if that weren't one of the funniest things I've ever fucking heard.
I was like,
Oh my god.
the whole day, and I was like, why the fuck are people keep saying this? I finally
I
got
think
to
you
the...
texted me that because you were like, Sam, what the fuck? You know more culture than I do, and I was like, bruh, it's a song.
I think you sent
is
me
what-
the video.
This is what happens before they knew me. We know memes now.
Which I might do the... well, no, I've overplayed the Kiki cosplay.
No, you can never overplay a cosplay, especially if you love it.
Yeah, if it's a comfort cosplay, it's a comfort cosplay, and that's the end of that.
Just ask me and how many times I cosplayed the same bitch from Homestuck and still contemplate doing it again to this day because it's easy and comfortable. It's a blue shirt. That's it.
I would just need new
And
shoes.
khakis!
I would just need new shoes.
See? If it's easy and comfortable, just do it. Just do it.
And then... no, I still have Jiji.
Didn't you put it on your shrine?
Yeah.
So, like, that sounds creepy. So it's not.
It's not a shrine. Thanks for making it sound super creepy. It's a bookshelf.
It's a bookshelf. I was thinking of your Sailor Moon shrine.
It is my Sailor Moon. It's not a
I
shrine.
almost said it your own damn self.
My Sailor Moon bookshelf.
Okay.
It's not a shrine. Just because I have a doll.
It's a whole corner.
Yeah.
You know a shrine isn't a bad thing, right? It's just an area where you put a lot of things that you want to think about sometimes.
Okay, then it is a shrine.
There you go.
I have a Harry Potter shrine too. Damn.
Yeah. That's okay.
I'm a nerd.
Oh, whoa.
Stop.
So
Stop
hold the presses.
Myra's a nerd.
Who the fuck greenlit this?
The writer team needs to be spoken to. We need to.
I'm telling you, I'm not allowed to have soda. Jesus Christ, I haven't had a soda in months.
That's a problem.
That's okay. Alright, so, hey, can I do first impressions?
Oh yeah, because you've never seen
I've
this
never
movie.
seen this movie.
I really haven't either. I saw it like when I was really, really young when the
Okay, but I never saw it, period.
I don't remember.
I always saw the commercial for it, and I'd be like, I want to know everything about that girl's life right the fuck now. What is that cat? What is its name? And my mom will be like, no, we don't watch that.
Oh, shit. It came out in 1989.
Yeah.
Yeah, this...
It's older than most of us in this room, all of us?
All of us.
Okay. Yeah, all of us.
Wait, 1989.
89.
Oh.
I've seen it in Spanish and English. I've never seen it in Japanese.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it while editing the podcast, so I just played it in English and listened
I also
along.
watched it.
I don't normally, but I've been doing it with Ghibli movies, and it weirds me out.
Why?
Because I don't normally do this. I'm normally...
Watch it in the original language?
Yeah, I normally watch it in the original language no matter what it is, and I haven't been. And now I'm like, hello? Who am I? Who am I?
What are you even saying?
Okay, well, first impressions.
Alright, so, I was so excited to finally figure out what was going on in this bitch's life, and I'm just gonna say this now. I'm grateful that young me never saw this movie, because I would have taken it the wrong way, and I would have left.
What do you...
I had 3 close run-ins with running away from home. Once was because I realized that I tried to apply for a job at Publix once and they wouldn't hire me, so I wouldn't be able to get a job.
Oh.
Once was my mom decided to just kind of leave me in a parking lot to show me what for and told me that she was leaving me there. And I sat there for about 2 minutes crying and then said, fuck it, if I'm stuck here, I'm gonna find shelter, and I left. And then one time I packed a bag again and I was gonna go live with a friend, and then I emailed that friend and was like, I'm gonna come live with you, and he said, how are you gonna get here? And I said, I don't know, so I stayed home. Because I couldn't think of a plan. Had I seen Kiki's delivery service during this time period, all it would have taught me is you don't need a plan. You just need to take the jump. And, yes, I guess you're not allowed to watch things as a kid sometimes for good reasons. Anyway, in watching it this time, I mean, it didn't really live up to the hype, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I kind of got the same... I think I got the vibe that you guys got with Cat Returns from this. Mm-hmm. I think this is your Cat Returns, Myra, and that is my Kiki's. I think I was, especially the first time I ever saw it, I'm a little too old to really connect with anything in it. It was an interesting story, but I ended up being kind of bored at the end. Not in a, like, unfulfilling way, just in a, okay, it was pretty. You know, I didn't have a lot of words. It was a nice movie, but I think I might have overgrown it before I could even get to see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have a similar sentiment. It felt a little underwhelming. Like, the story was great, and it was very well produced. Again, similar to what Jay said, I'm not in that age range of this is impactful to me. Because I think I mentioned this earlier in Miyazaki May. I have vague memories of, Howl's Moving Castle and Kiki, but that's it. And actually, when the first chords of the score came up, I was like, oh wow. I actually remember sitting in front of the TV, sitting down to watch this, and that's it. I remember Chris was sitting next to me, and that was it. That's
Memory achieved.
Memory unlocked. It was an underwhelming memory. But yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. No shade. It
didn't.
No, I get it.
It wasn't as impactful as perhaps it could have been had I seen it at a more impressionable age.
True.
Yeah, but that's what I've got. Do we have any shinies?
Kristen Dunst's Kiki.
Another Kristen Dunst movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're the Kristen Dunst verse.
Yeah.
I had forgotten for a moment.
We went into a whole rant about what she's done.
Yeah, we don't need to rehash it, but this is yet another Kristen Dunst film.
Yes.
She's all over Hollywood. Somebody catch her.
I'm not anymore.
Catcher?
I don't know. Running rampant. I don't know.
She was running rampant in the 90s.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do not have any shinies of this.
Okay. Let's move on.
Does anyone else?
No.
No, we both shook our heads. So yes,
On
sorry.
an audio podcast. That's why I buckled down.
No, I don't have any shinies.
You had the audacity to explain to me what you did.
I have
Okay.
no words.
That's fair. Okay, moving on. Sam, what's the next step?
Jay, would you like to read this
Uh-huh.
on
Are you
record?
sure? Because you really, this is the second week in a row you really don't want me to. I'm gonna take
say that.
You started looking at your computer screen. I watched you.
I was
You
looking
went.
at the board.
No, you said, all right. So here's. You started to.
You really don't want Jay to read this.
Okay, so thanks to Myra, we have the box DVD. And unthanks to Myra's dad, I don't
I
get to
just
hold
remembered. I do have an
VHS.
ocean. Oh, shiny.
the. Okay, never mind. We're backing up. Ooh.
They did change some stuff when they remastered it.
Oh,
Okay.
From the, I can't remember what they changed off the top of my head, but there were some minor changes when it was remastered for the DVD and Blu-ray. I just can't remember. I know part of it is the Disney logo.
Ooh, okay. That would obviously be updated, yeah.
Yeah. But there was little things towards the end of the film and some minor changes, but there were some changes that they made during the remastering.
Mhm.
And I think one of them was part of the score or the radio sounds
Okay.
that got changed.
Neat.
Oh, it's the song that's playing on the radio. In the original, in the VHS, if you bought it in English, they weren't playing the Japanese song that they play.
Oh. Okay.
When they
Again.
remastered it, they brought back the original that it was supposed to be in Japan.
Oh.
Again, studios in the late 80s, early 90s really didn't think that we could handle something from a different culture. They really didn't. And as a melting pot country, it's kind of confusing to think about.
Yeah.
All right.
I do appreciate that they did bring back that Japanese song though.
Oh, for sure.
Same. Any others?
That's all I can remember.
Okay, that's fine. Alrighty. Oh, this is long. We're gonna start there. Okay, so courtesy a la Myra, straight from DVD. Kiki is an enterprising young girl who must follow tradition to become a full-fledged witch. Venturing out with only her black cat, Jiji, Kiki flies off for the adventure of a lifetime. Landing in a far-off city, she sets up a high-flying delivery service and begins a wonderful experience of independence and responsibility as she finds her place in the world.
Very nice. Very concise. Thank you, Jay.
Of course. Thank you for allowing me.
On me this time.
Okay. You think I like editing my own voice? Ha! Never happened.
So obviously this is a Miyazaki film based on children's books.
Plural.
Yes.
Huh.
By the same name. Written by
Echo.
Iko Kadono. Iko
Let me see.
Kadono.
Eiko Kadono.
Eiko Kadono. Music by Shigo
Shigo?
I thought it was
Shigeo.
Shigeo. Sorry.
No, you said that. I was like, oh my god. Someone
No, the music's
I was-
by Joe.
I'm sorry.
That is an American name.
I was looking at the cinematography line. Why don't we play a fun game of guess the box office? So the budget was 800 million yen.
All time or like box office?
3.6 million.
20 million.
I stopped saying billion, so I'm counting this as character development.
4.3 billion yen.
Oh, I thought we were doing American.
Yeah.
They only have the yen.
Okay, well, hold on. Pull up Google. Go to yen to dollars. I want to know who was closer. What did you say, Myra?
20 million.
I said like 3.6 million.
39 million to $321,117. So I was close.
I said 3.6.
You said 3.6 million. I said 20 million.
I thought that 3.6 million was a lot more than... I thought it was like 3.6 million.
No, 3.6 is 3,600,000.
Okay, so I went from being exuberantly over to exuberantly under. Eventually I'll fall into... the number I meant to say would have been closer, but Myra wins this round.
Yeah. It was released in July 29th, 1989. I think this is the oldest Miyazaki film we've covered.
This might be the oldest film we've covered, period. Well, maybe. Well,
No,
TBD. To be determined.
But yeah.
That's basically it.
If you want more information, you can Google it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, the art's real cute.
I mean, yeah, it's Miyazaki.
From the original book. From they have a screenshot of the... It's line art.
No, I'm not hating on it. I said, oh, whatever.
You sneered at it.
She
It's
slide. So, what are our
Thingies.
thingies?
The general themes?
Yes, thank you.
So obviously, this is a coming-of-age film. Your sense of identity and place in the world, and generational friendship between women. Those are some major themes I picked up on.
Okay.
Cool. The reason you're glaring at Myra?
She was staring at me earlier. So where do we want to start with this here conversation?
I had a
Pretty
thought
good
and
talk
it
at once.
went away, so I'm coming back to it. See what I mean? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your eyeballs.
The eyes are the eyeballs, my friend.
Out of your eye sockets.
You can just see my head. It seems a little simpler. Don't
Yeah,
you
but
think?
eye sockets are more
Dramatic.
Are more correct and dramatic.
Can we talk about the fact that I'm still a little... I know we've talked about the fact that it's a cultural thing,
Mhm.
but I mean...
They yeeted Kiki off at the sweet tender age of 13.
They didn't
Not yeet.
Kiki
Kiki-
yeeted herself.
Kiki yeeted herself.
Kiki tried to Korra herself.
Yes.
I'm a witch and you've got to deal with it. Boom. We were supposed to go camping.
That's what I mean. The fact that the parents didn't... That's one thing that's always thrown me off in this movie, even as a child.
Mhm.
The fact that the parents were like, okay, we didn't just have plans, but sure, you can leave. I know it was something that they had planned, and they were expecting it to happen, but even as a parent, and when I say this is more of a thought, is at 13 you're not the smartest person ever.
Sure.
And the fact that the parents didn't go, okay honey, yes, it's a great full moon, and yes, this is wonderful, and yes, we're gonna yeet you off anyways in a month, but
You
Well-
need that month.
you need that month.
It makes me wonder how long she had been 13. Like, was she freshly turned 13? Did she, had she been 13 for a while now? And they were like, hey, wait a little bit to like, get your bearings.
But she even explains that her mom has been teaching her how to fly since she was a little girl. So it's not...
Right, but they also mentioned how she didn't teach her, like, potions and things like that either. So, like, she still had a lot to learn. Yes, she knew how to fly, but, like, from the conversations we have in the first 10 minutes of the film, it makes it very obvious that she had a lot to learn.
Before she's ready to save anyone.
Yes.
But I believe Kiki can start a delivery service.
I don't. And I mean, I think this is why she does have that crisis later on, because she realizes all I have is flying. I can't do fortune telling. I can't do potions. I can't do anything else that's magical except fly. How does that make me
A witch.
a witch? And my thing is like, even as a witch elder, let's just go with not even being her parent. I would assume that they weren't going to let her go on this trip to expand your knowledge of your powers without at least giving you...
I mean, okay, let me contextualize this outside of Kiki's for you. Ash was given a level 1 Pikachu that hated him.
Oh shit, he was.
Aang was given one furry friend. That's not even a like actual Japanese thing, but it's based on the same trope. He was given one fuzzy friend, and they weren't like shook when he left. They were like, "Oh fuck, it only really matters because you're the Avatar." Who else? Hunter x Hunter. This 7-year-old is like, "I'm going to punch a fucking demon," and everyone goes, "Bet, go find your dad," I guess. Like, it's something that just happens in specifically Japanese media. They're given almost nothing. They're given the bare bones to maybe start a campfire later. And the parents go, "Goodbye, sweetie. Please don't die. I hope to see you when you're on your, final season. Just, to remind you and the fans that I'm here." It is extremely common for the kid to leave very early.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's just a thing for them. And the more you look into it, the more, like, if I Googled it right now, I'm sure I would find more examples.
Yeah, I wasn't too put off by it because
I'm sure as a kid, I'm sure it would be much more jarring. Why can't I do that?
Why can't I take off flying, damn it?
Again, reasons why I'm glad I didn't see this as a kid. I'd be a different person. Maybe not even alive.
No, I think it was a little jarring as a child, but I think it was like, I guess because I've seen it a lot as a child, and then seeing it as an adult, I'm like, why was this never concerning to me? It's more of that.
That's fair.
That's more of my... Why did I just go, oh, that's shit that people do?
Well, I think, like Jay said, it's so prominent in children-centered adventure stories. Because, I mean...
That's true.
How, like...
Peter Pan,
Wendy... No, you know what? You're right, because now that I think about it, any freaking child-centered TV show, you really don't see the parents.
Yeah.
Because the parents wouldn't let them get into half the shit they get into.
Toph.
Oh my god.
The one time they involved parents and it went bad.
Toph is like, I want to punch rocks. And her parents are like, no, but you are a small petite...
I would like to punch rocks and I'm not really asking for permission. More like I'm asking for forgiveness maybe if you feel like it. You're blind. Please sit down. I will do the opposite, actually.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I
think it's something that you have to suddenly realize is not normal in your culture, which you did, and then B, suddenly realize that while it might not be a thing in your culture specifically, you've been around it, and it's a really weird dichotomy of like, am I okay with this? Or is it just a show thing? I don't know now.
I mean,
yeah.
Like, everyone makes fun of The Little Mermaid for that one line of like, I'm 16, I can do what I want, I'm an adult. And everyone's like, no, sit down, sweetie, you don't know what you're doing.
But then they cheer Luffy on.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I guess that was... Watching it more as an adult is where I got like... I guess it was more of a... mentally going...
Oh shit, they just said a child.
Not so much they said a child, they went like, okay, I guess you're in control. Sure. We didn't have plans for this weekend. We didn't...
I guess the way that they made it seem for me in that regard was having the witch start the journey on their own terms is a really big part of it.
That's true.
And taking away that autonomy is inherently fucking up the start of their journey.
Okay.
So while she might have had a plan that she discussed with them, this is what I want to do and this is when I'm going to do it, if she changed it, them being like, we're your parents and we say not to, would inherently be screwing up that ritual.
Okay.
That's kind of how I took it.
And then one last thing, I have a gripe on this whole thing.
Sure.
This whole Kiki leaving. The fact that the dad calls the grandma last.
What do you mean?
He calls his mom. He's on the phone. He's been calling people telling him Kiki's leaving.
Uh-huh.
Then he goes, hangs up, calls the next person, and goes, hey mom, Kiki's leaving tonight.
Maybe he doesn't
Oh,
have a healthy relationship
well,
with his mom.
Actually, I have a theory. He's not a witch. Maybe we're dealing with a muggle scenario.
Oh.
And she doesn't like the way that the witches do their shit. So of course she would be called last. She's going to be the problem mom.
Okay.
You shouldn't be sending her off on her own. That's dangerous. What if she never comes back? All that shit. He probably doesn't want to hear it to begin with.
Yeah, he kind of struck me as distinctly non-magical.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Oh, can I actually change subjects real fast?
Yes.
Because I thought of this this morning and then cemented it because I did a little rewatch. Miyazaki loves having not the damsel in distress, but like the male equivalent of having
A damsel in distress?
A damsel in distress.
Yeah, because think about it. Hal didn't really happen with Cat's Return.
I mean, well, if you replace the Baron himself with Muta, it kind of did.
Sure. You gotta rescue Muta. We do have to rescue Muta. Who was it last week? Fucking
Spirited Away.
yeah.
Haku.
Haku. I couldn't remember his name. Haku has to be saved.
Not just that.
And
Haku.
Where's Waldo? The kid looks like Waldo.
Okay.
Where's Waldo? With the glasses and the shirt.
Quick tangent. Do you know why Waldo from Where's Waldo hates wearing spots? And why he wears striped pants, like canonically? He doesn't want to be spotted. Moving on.
What's his name? Tombo!
Tombo.
The child. Is that a creepy child?
With the glasses?
Yes.
Yes, the one I don't like. He has no rights.
Why? 'Cause
That boy was
it's
like,
Boston?
I am an extrovert and I will be stalking you now until you pay attention to me. And she goes, fine, bitch, what? And he goes, look at my fake plane. Do you like it? It's a fake plane. This is all I really wanted. You're in the sky, and this plane will soon be in the sky. It won't be.
It does at the very, very end.
Do not get me started on that fucking death trap.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a death trap. I'm not denying that.
It's not
but
gonna fly either.
it flies for a second.
It flies the same
It
way.
flies
the
in
original-
animation.
Yeah. The Wright brothers kind of flew.
Exactly.
That's what in showbiz. That's what we call falling with style.
Yes.
So, yeah. Damsel, and then Kiki has to save him from the blimp.
The blimp.
But I think that's something that he does canonically in all his stuff is because he shows women as
Oh no,
in
I love
charge.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
That's something I've always loved.
I
about.
love the little role reversal of like it's not a damsel in distress, but like.
I mean, there's distress for the damsel in each film, but it's distress that they figure out themselves.
Yeah.
They don't need
No,
someone to
but-
save them.
So the trope of a damsel in distress.
No, yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm saying that damsels are always in distress in the films. Not like I need
In
help.
the films, they are not a damsel in distress. They are a character in distress, which is
There we go.
distinctly different.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Whereas the guys fall into the damsel in distress trope.
Which
They go, help! I'm vaguely pretty and need assistance.
Tombo's not pretty.
I said vaguely.
He's
Someone squinted at that and went, well,
But talking about his weird contraption, I like how they throughout the whole film they did touch on flying, not necessarily just Kiki's flying. It was the whole film had an element of flight. even from the opening scene, you don't see Kiki flying. You hear about the dirigible.
Yeah.
And it continues through the whole film to make a full circle. And
That's
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and they do a really good job of, again, the circular storytelling, because when she takes off to go save Combo, she knocks into a whole bunch of buildings, which is very reminiscent of her first flight as she leaves home.
But at the same time, it is, but she seems so much more in control of that. Like, when you see her spiraling up in that first scene, she catches herself on buildings and pushes off. She runs on surfaces.
Sure.
It's less of a, I don't know how to control this broom correctly, and more of a, me and this broom are not getting along, but I don't have a choice. I have to work with it.
Yeah, it's more of, this broom doesn't like me, but you're gonna be there for a second.
And the fact that she had the, capacity to be, like, magically be able to take control of that situation to any degree. Like, was that rescue sloppy? Yeah, but is he breathing?
Yes.
Did you die, though?
But did you die, though? Yeah, no, I really liked that. And, we talked about the physical manifestation of change within a character design throughout all of Miyazaki's films.
Mm-hmm. Can I point something out real quick? I'm sorry, you said something, and it made me think of it, or I can grab a card.
I was just going to say, I thought it was going to be, she was going to lose her bow.
Mm-hmm.
But it was her boom.
It was also one other thing.
Oh?
So, you remember how this entire month we've been talking about how the hair goes foof when there's magic?
Yeah.
Her hair almost never goes foof until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the hair and the foof at the same time! That is all.
Yeah. No, I really thought she was going to lose her bow, because...
No, she never loses her bow.
Well, because bows are very often seen as, like, young girl,
esque,
more childlike. And because she's 13, I thought it was just gonna, like, fly out of her hair when she was, like, going super, like, zoom.
No, I think...
She do zoom, though.
I know.
Because I think with all the other ones that we've seen, the difference in the hair or whatever... that we've seen the changes, it's not just been a emotional growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a significant amount of time.
I guess. Well,
It really has been. Like, Chihiro, she's only technically in there for a couple of days, but in reality, she's been in there for months.
Yeah.
And she really doesn't have a major change in her hair. She just has the switch of the band. For Sophie, she'd been with Hal for a very long time, and her hair started making that change gradually.
Well, the color, yes, but then she chops it off to give to Calcifer.
And that's more of a major signification of her growth over the years. Because what it feels like, because even...
Is it years?
It's months.
It's months. I'll give you months. I don't think years.
It's almost a year.
I would say almost a year, but not years.
And with The Cat Returns, it feels like after a while, it's been time for her.
Well, for her, there's definitely a time lapse.
Yeah, that's 24 hours right there. Like, they literally say in the thing that she's in there for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But that one...
When we re-see her, it feels like there's been a time lapse.
Yeah.
And then for Kiki, it's been a couple of, not even...
I would say
weeks. And she still hasn't fully made that full growth that she needs to make.
Right. She's very much... Actually, I would say that's a good point. She's one of the few heroines we see who doesn't have, like...
Full growth.
Completion to her art. Like, yes, she makes...
Strides,
but she's still very much unfinished. Because she still can't understand Jiji at the end of the film.
Exactly. And personally, I don't think she's ever going to re-understand Jiji.
I think that was a child magic.
Yes.
That she doesn't have control over anymore. Yeah?
Oh.
Which also, alludes to that girl who was flying through the air that she ran into was lying through her fucking teeth just to make herself feel better. Because that cat had the same snooty energy as her, as if they choreographed that.
But and the reason I say that, I think that she's never, because her mom.
The mom never has a familiar either. I'm sorry.
No, her mom doesn't have a familiar. But even if her mom did, or her familiar could have passed away.
Sure.
But the mom never fully. You never see the mom communicate with Jiji, and she's a witch too.
Well, yeah, that was something I.
But she's
noticed.
never surprised by Gigi's existence either.
No, which means she understands that
The concept.
the concept, and she also understands she also understands that Jiji is Kiki's familiar.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat how you notice Jiji doesn't talk to any other person besides Kiki until Kiki can no longer understand him.
No, on that aspect, I sort of got it from the very beginning that he only spoke to Kiki right off.
He always hushed himself until they left the room, almost like an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got that vibe too.
I mean, yeah, but like it was solidified by the time by the time they got to the bakery the first time, like the first night, because he's like chilling on the baker's rack, and the husband's like, "You gotta see a trick," and he like spins the trays, and Judy's like, "Oh."
I love. Okay, look, I'm gonna say something, and no one can judge me for it. I might even edit it out of the podcast. We'll find out. That scene gave off such reverse furry vibes.
Yes.
I didn't. I also didn't know that was her husband at first.
Me either.
And so I thought it'd be really funny if at the end of the movie he turned into a human and then was like, "Hey, buddy, what's up? How are you? You doing okay?" I have a hand. I have this thing now.
I have a thumb.
Motions to thumb.
I didn't know that was her husband till
He's holding the baby.
no.
Oh no.
I figured it out when
She says, "Honey, I'm going into labor," and I went, "Honey."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh."
The first time I saw it, that's when I figured it out. I was like, "Oh, he doesn't just work there."
Yeah.
And actually rewatching it as an adult, you can see his fatherly instincts for Kiki the whole movie.
No, I thought he was just like a good dude who was like, "This is my child now."
I thought he just worked there and was just some dude who was like,
Yeah.
I am in fact a baker, and I do in fact live down here, and I am in fact going to bed, and I will in fact make more bread in the morning."
Yeah, no, like, the reason I say that is because later, again, I've seen this movie.
We know.
Yeah.
Lifetime estimation?
No, don't bully her.
At least once a year.
Okay. That is a minimum number that you have now gotten.
That's a minimum.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
There's been years I haven't seen it.
I don't remember why I had this.
This for you.
I got this just for you.
You're welcome. No, but the reason I say that is, like, when Tombo goes to try to get Kiki for the date, he keeps coming outside, checking on him, giving them the side eye, and when Kiki doesn't show up, he's like, yeah, that's my girl.
But he looks so dapper, though. He gets all dressed up.
Oh no, he
and,
looks
like,
cute. He looks cute as heck. He's a cute little boy.
He put effort. He combed his hair. He got the suit.
I'm not hating him for dressing up. What I'm saying is, the baker, which I don't know his name. Do you know his name?
I don't think he has a name.
Does he have a name?
Okay. Anyway, that and like when she finally does come home, he's like looking out the window,
Yeah.
like all nervous. Like, wait, no, she stood him up. That's fine, but like, where she be though?
Yes.
And then she's like, "I'm home," and he's like, "Oh, hug. I get hugged."
It's like Kiki was his training wheels to being a dad.
Yeah, a little practice.
He's like, "It doesn't like to have a teenager. I'm scared."
Yeah.
Oh, did you say the kid was 13? I don't want to get to 13.
Is our kid gonna fly too?
Oh god, is that normal?
He doesn't say a word throughout the whole fucking film.
No,
he does not.
And he
Maybe
has
that's why.
so much expression.
I'm gonna shift a little bit and talk about her sense of identity.
Okay.
Because I love it when there's like the symbolic representation of her loss of any major theme in writing, and when she breaks her broom, when she realizes that her magic's fading, it's such a good moment in storytelling. There's like, it solidifies for her that I don't really know who I am anymore. And it also represents her separation from her home as well, because it's her mother's broom that she breaks.
I just find it interesting that she loses her powers when she has such a huge hit of jealousy.
I don't know if it's necessarily jealousy, but the way I read that scene is like, there are these cool teenagers riding around in their cool car, and they're rich, and they have all these fancy things, and I don't belong in any of that. That's a whole separate society that I have no place being in. That's how I read that.
See, okay, we're talking about like after she's done the delivery to we're talking about after she's done the delivery to the grandma's house, right?
Yeah.
See, okay, the way that I read that was I so wanted to be in those circles, and they're just bad people, and I'm not bad people. She even said before leaving home that, like, I have a good heart, and that's why I'll be safe, or something like that, to her mom.
Yeah.
The fact that and I don't think she was, like, actively trying to befriend these people, like, in some kind of, like,
But she was sort of jealous of them.
yeah, she was a little jealous of them, and she wanted to be like them, and she did have a little bit of envy towards them and wanted to be like them, and to find out that in order to be like them you have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
For me, that was like her. Am I an asshole?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to be an asshole? Is that my drive? That was where I thought we were.
Okay.
Because, like, she spends this wonderful afternoon with the grandma, and
the granddaughter pisses me the fuck off.
well, yeah, it's a whole commentary on how if you're born into wealth, it means nothing to you. You lose your sense of gratitude and appreciation for work.
It's not even work.
No, because they comment on when they're at the beach.
Oh, right.
They're like, oh, she's working at her age.
Yeah. I don't know if I chalked that up to privilege. For me, that was more like, isn't she a kid? Kids play. Why is she working?
Yeah, I didn't chalk it up as
because you like the way that I was taking it is Ghibli doesn't write straight out villains, flat out. So for me, when I took that in, that was him showing them a little bit of humanity with confusion. Like, why are you doing that? This is a foreign concept to me. That was where I was at.
Yeah. See, I would take that for the rest of the car, but I don't know. The granddaughter seemed to have a little bit more malice to it.
Anyway, can we pivot?
Yeah.
That creepy ass kid. Why was it okay to stalk people back in the day? Why was that considered quirky?
I don't know. He also convinces the baker lady.
The baker lady
to send Kiki on a delivery to his house.
No, he doesn't.
The baker lady does that. He
On
had no
her
idea.
own. He had no idea. Because he's probably been to the bakery way too many goddamn times. And she's like, okay, let's try this.
That lady was like, listen, I kind of ship it now, but like, not here. This is a place of work. Go in a field or something. I don't know. What do you kids do now?
Go be cute somewhere else.
Yeah, go be cute somewhere else. I'm over it. What else do we want to talk about?
I would like to talk about the generational friendships that we see throughout the course of the film.
Yeah, she makes a lot of friends.
Because, like, this film very much, one of the major takeaways I had from this film was when women support women, a community and individuals thrive. because she befriends the baker lady who's almost about to have a baby. She ends up befriending the grandmother and spending a lot of time over there, and the grandmother in turn takes a strong liking to Kiki and bakes her cake, and so like, oh, you're so sweet, and like, I would like to continue.
Dude, the grandma's a freaking housekeeper.
Okay, those are lesbians.
No, listen. One, those are lesbians. Two, I'm scared of one of them.
Yep.
She grinned at the screen as that fucking plane was going, as that blimp was going down, and went, "Oh, it's getting good." And I went, "Oh, it's what now?"
Yeah, the grandma and housekeeper are not grandma and housekeeper.
No, they're lesbians. I knew that.
Lesbians. And then she befriends the young adult artist who in turn helps Kiki find her sense of identity again. And I think it was really, really cool to see that played out in a major piece of media, because so very often those kind of generational friendships are
Not
even included. And if they are, it's like, oh, over there, in the corner, in a singular frame.
Mm.
It shows how there can be wisdom learned from every stage in life, and because everybody learns from Kiki in turn. For as much as they teach Kiki, they also learn from her. And I just thought that was really, really neat.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I guess that was
No,
a really good
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I see what you mean. I don't know, it's just, I guess because I'm that kind of person. I'm a generational friend kind of person. Dude, some of my friends are like 70.
I mean, I've also experienced generational friendship, but
It's not represented in media a lot.
Yes. I guess it's interesting to see, but at the same time, it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
Claps.
Look. Like, I don't have much to say because I respect it. I liked it, though. You're right. It's very nice that they did that. They did.
I'm sorry. You said that earlier, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say about that, but you're right. So
I know. When I saw
figured
it,
that was just one of the things I was going to sit in on, like a fly on the wall. Like, okay.
Can I have a funny little anecdote? I watched this with my mom, and Kiki makes a box fire when she's making the fire for the oven. And I was like, oh, she uses the box fire method to like start the fire. And my mom looks at me and she's like, oh.
how the fuck do you know this?
And I was like, you taught me that. Why are you surprised that I retained this knowledge? And she just looks at me and doesn't say anything. And I was just like, I felt very judged.
She just assumed you pressed erase.
Well, because it's a good method for starting a fire.
I'm not saying no.
I know how to start one kind of fire, and it's called a problem. I don't know how to...
Because there's the box fire method. And
I know there's multiple methods. Mine just always end in problem.
Oh, so, I don't know. I felt very judged. I'm like, you taught me this. You didn't expect me to remember the things you taught me, and she just didn't say anything, and I was like, alright.
My mom forgets she shows me shit.
Do we want to pivot back to,
Her emotional state.
yeah, because that's a major, plot point.
Yeah,
for
because
the whole movie.
I mean, from the beginning, she's a very happy-go-lucky girl. Like, there's no... She doesn't really let anything bring her down, except from day one, she has a sense of jealousy and a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Envy.
No, not envy.
Oh.
It's that, that thing when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, well, I'm ugly because... Insecurity, but it's more of, I'm ugly because of the clothes, not I'm ugly because I'm a person.
Uh-huh.
What's that called? Self-worth.
Oh.
There we go. It was killing me. It's this self-worth, like, and self-esteem, like a mixture of it, because she's very much from the get-go when she has to switch from her normal clothes into the black dress, she's very much a, well, why do I have to stop
Wearing my normal clothes.
Yeah. Why do I have to wear such an ugly color?
Why do I have to effectively stop being myself?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's fair.
And then...
Because she's basically put into a uniform.
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes.
And she continues to let that one thing bother her
The entire time.
the entire
The
time.
entire movie.
Yeah.
Because the next time you really see her bring it up is when she's talking about the shoes. And then, what am I going to wear to the party? And why can't I have a cute dress like that?
I feel like that's a very common thing for young girls of her age, though. Like, I know there must have been conversations between me and my mom about, like, I want to be wearing this.
Yeah, but like I think this specifically comes from a different kind of like direction, because it's not that the clothes that she wants to wear are dirty, or that they can't afford them, or that there's something morally wrong with them, or just not preferred for the occasion. She needs to wear this uniform right now. And there's
Yes.
nothing she can do about it.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes it a kind of... It's almost like acknowledging the personal sacrifices you have to make for your own gain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In order to move yourself forward, you have to sacrifice some things that you like, depending on what you want. If you want to lose weight, you have to stop doing unhealthy things. If you want to further your schooling, you have to stop going to parties every weekend. There's always a loss that comes with gain. And for her, that loss, to me at least, was the freedom of expression that came with her clothes.
Yes.
Because it's never something that gets resolved. It's something that she just learns to deal with.
And I think she later learns to accept that her clothes are not what makes her herself. It's who she really is, her personality, her caringness.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy, thank you.
Yeah.
You knew what I meant.
I got you.
And I think that's what sort of spiraled her into the depression and into that sense of jealousy of everybody else. And then realizing that her envy towards these people all
Poorly placed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was poorly placed. Because she was envious of the things they had, but not realizing that for them, those things are worthless.
Yeah,
Right.
or even given.
Yeah. They're not earned.
They're not, yeah. And she's literally in the process of trying to earn them.
And it's so interesting because she's flirting around the edges of these circles for the entirety of the movie. The only people, especially in this time period, in this, made up country that we are existing in.
Definitely not England. Or
Definitely.
America.
Well, it almost felt more like France.
It's supposed to be Germany.
Yeah, I was gonna say the writing looked German.
It's supposed to be Germany.
Oh yeah, double deckers. Yeah, okay.
But rich people could only afford to have things delivered. Deliveries were expensive.
Oh yeah, no, especially the time frame that this takes place, because it feels like it's very much pre-World War One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you really don't see flight. This feels like it takes place right before flight really airplanes really became a thing.
Or
Yeah.
really right before the Hindenburg.
Yeah.
Or during when the Hindenburg would have happened.
Yeah,
This was their Hindenburg.
Yeah.
which was what in the before, or right after World War II.
It
When
was
did the
probably
Hindenburg
just
happen?
it was probably just before, because the video that we have of it is like some of the first video that we have of a major event, and we have a lot of video of the World War.
Yeah, so it's after World War. It's right before World War II. So it happened May 6, 1937.
So yeah, right. So it's that time period, and that feels about right for Germany too, because either people had a lot of money or had nothing.
Yeah. Oh, she was flirting around the edges of the upper echelon of this little city that she finds herself in, and she's like, well, of course I want to be with all these nice people with all the fancy things, because they've obviously, if you have she has this correlation in her mind of if you have nice things, obviously you're a nice person.
Or maybe even you're already successful.
Yeah.
It's kind of like buying up a bunch of workout equipment for actually doing the work. Like, she thinks that just by owning those things, the job is already done. They've achieved something that she hasn't.
Yes. And then she like gets to talk to some of them, and she goes, "Ooh, that's
Ooh. You left a weird taste.
I think it majorly what affected her the most was seeing the hard work that the grandmother put in to make this
the pot
pot pie for her granddaughter, and her taking these extra efforts to make sure it got to her warm.
Yes.
That, and the grandma literally says she loves these pies. Like,
Yeah.
she is under the impression that these pies mean the same amount of
Emotional
labor that to the person receiving it that they do to her, and
They don't.
yeah.
Yeah, because I get the feeling that it meant a lot to the mom. Like, it was the mom's favorite dish or something like that. Because when she receives it, she goes, "Oh, Grandma made one of her pot pies." And the granddaughter is like, "Ew, that's gross." And she made one of her herring pies again.
Yeah.
And the mom's like,
Excuse the fuck out of you.
"Excuse the fuck out of you."
Sounds like you're not about to have any herring hair on your head.
The mom
in front of all
was just
your
like,
fucking
okay.
friends.
Honestly, the mom
That's-
was just like,
Not a valid point, actually. Sorry, go ahead.
the mom was more like, okay. And Kiki was like, what the fuck? Did you not know what really your grandma put into all of this? Like, do you
Right.
not know the hard work that she put into making this
For
pie?
you.
For you.
Specifically. For your birthday. And now, you're just being a little shit and not being grateful your grandma is old and she baked this for you,
Yeah.
and she's real, and like, it's such a juxtaposition of like what a lovely afternoon she spent with the grandma while it baked and everything else, and all the time, and like helping her around the house and like spending good quality time with his grandmother.
And
Wasn't that the party she was going to?
I don't know. I want to
I
say
got
yes.
the
because
vibe.
those are the friends that end up seeing him afterwards too.
Yeah, I got the vibe that was definitely the party she was supposed to end up going to.
But he said it was to celebrate the plane.
Was it her birthday? Am I misremembering?
No, but the grandma said it was her birthday.
Look, you ever met someone who kind of twists the truth to kind of show off to someone they want to impress?
Yeah, that's true.
He strikes me as someone like that. Yeah, hey, my friends are throwing me a party for a thing that I made at someone else's house?
Yeah. Okay. He totally
Yeah.
lied.
Don't think too hard about that part.
Yep, you're right. But, so, I'm pretty sure that probably was the party she was meant to go to. And,
Because he's dressed equivalent to how she answers the door.
yeah.
He's in that dapper little suit of his.
Uh-huh.
She's in that, like, basically ball gown. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if she showed up all wet and stuff, like, in her, like, after freshly delivering that pot pie?
Do you want to know what I hoped?
What?
I wanted her to look him in the eye and go, fine, go to the party like that, not say a goddamn word the whole time, open that door and go witchy on her ass. I wanted to see some fucking magic!
That is one thing.
I
that
wish we
was-
would have seen more.
Yeah, like, that's something that actually I wanted to bring up. They do like a really, really good job of setting up this world of witches. They do a lot of world building, especially around the mom and the other girl that she meets in the sky. And even just the fact that they have such, unique customs and stuff to themselves. There's obviously, a culture surrounding them. And then all we really get to see from Kiki is the broom trick. And I call it a trick because it's the only thing she can do. And it's like a puppy that knows how to sit. They've got one good trick. And they know that trick real well, they think. Until you switch it up and say park it or something instead.
Say
They-
hold.
I'm aware. You have weird commands for them, and I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I'm not judging you. It's just those are not the commands I think of, and I go, and he goes, I'm sorry, dude. He's like, I don't care, man. You have a treat.
So, I'm chalking that up to a loss of culture within the city, because they make it very clear that
Witches they hadn't had a witch in that particular city in a long time.
No. What I'm saying, I'm sorry. I think I might have misspoke. What I'm saying is, I wanted to see more of her powers.
Right. So, let me elaborate by what I mean by that. I got the distinct impression that Kiki was supposed to find someone, like an elder in the community, and they were gonna be like, oh, so like, this is what our previous witch did for us. Can you do that? And like, kind of give her like a framework of what the city expected from a witch, and then the city she ends up in doesn't have any elders that really remember what a witch did. And so she's just kind of like, I don't know, I can fly real good.
Okay, so when she's looking for a city, she says out loud that she's specifically looking to find a city where there's no one already settled, because she doesn't want to encroach on their territory.
Right.
She never says she's looking for an elder. Her mom never says she needs to find an elder. She just needs to find somewhere to expand on her powers. The way that I interpreted that was your inner magic is something that only you can determine. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how the mom is really good at potions, but she teaches Kiki how to fly, but never talks about it. Mm-hmm. And how the girl on the broom is like, I can see the future. And obviously, I guess flying is a base thing. Maybe that's why they teach it so early and nothing else.
Maybe. So like Kiki's powers were supposed to manifest like as she was.
She's supposed
herself.
she's supposed to.
That's what it did for the girl in the other city. She didn't say she had a teacher or something. She said she has come into her her powers.
She's a fortune teller of love.
Yeah.
Particularly love.
Yeah.
Which means she had to have done something beforehand.
I realized it wasn't for her.
It wasn't for her.
I would like to pitch this. Okay. Knowing that her mom working on the theory, let me phrase it that way. Working on the theory that her mom came into potions and the girl from the other town came into love fortune telling. It would elude, especially with the way that she lost her powers at the end of the movie. Maybe her powers are nature oriented. She got them back to a degree by leaving the city and staying with the artist in the woods, surrounded by nature. Up until she lost her powers, she was seemingly the only person able to talk to her cat, and she tried to talk to the birds. As if she assumed she'd be able to. Maybe her powers were already shaky from then, just from leaving home. I don't know.
Maybe. And that would make sense because she grew up in a forest.
Yeah. I would like to pitch that we have a baby druid on our hands.
Oh, no.
That makes sense.
She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing yet.
And the reason she can fly so, like, as she picks up flying, is she manipulates wind so well. That's why she's able to fly without a broom. Because technically, when the bike starts picking up, it's her causing the bike to fly.
Yeah. Basically, or she's just assigning random things as broom in her head, which I think is equally funny.
I think that's more accurate, probably, for a 13-year-old. Not a complex understanding of aerodynamics. She's like, broom.
Oh, okay, no. I like it either way, because either she has some, like, racial feat that just allows her to fly on any broom that she has, a la witches, or... Because maybe witches is an actual, like, race in this world. Because they are all able to do such varying powers, it feels unfair to just be like, you're all just a different kind of wizard. We don't know what they can do. It's very limiting. So, like, okay, wait. Maybe she's on the bike with the boy and just goes, this is definitely gonna fly. And the wind goes, oh, fucking bet. And the second it starts to pick up, she loses concentration.
Oh. She's like, whoa.
She's like, wait a minute, I didn't
think this would work.
Mocha Boy got flight, I gotta go.
Yeet.
Meanwhile, that kid's sitting there like, I planned this whole thing out perfectly. Did it actually fly for a second there? Wait, guys, did it actually fly for a second there? I ain't ready to be a pilot, man.
I need to get my pilot's license with everything.
Was pilots a license a thing in the 30s?
I mean, probably.
For for
Well, child labor, yeah. Oh, you went, well!
You know what? Leaving at 13 makes a lot more sense now. Giving the timeline.
I don't know why it's so shocking to you. LGBT teens in the States do it all the time.
Still shocking to me, I'm sorry.
I'm just teasing. Oh, it's sad here.
It is. We'll stop.
Anyway, I don't know. That's my first. Do we have anything else to say on Kiki? Because I like her as a main character. She's nice.
She's nice.
She grows
She
not
gets
a lot, but she still grows emotionally.
Yeah, she gets a lot of emotional depth.
I don't normally like it when a series leaves loose ends, but it feels like all of her ends were left loose, and it is a perfect ending.
Yes.
You should not expect someone to grow up and understand everything about themselves because of one trip away. It's a process, and this is her first step on it.
And it's not even a completed trip, because she's only been away for a couple weeks. She's
Yeah.
supposed to be away for an entire year.
Yeah. I love the loose ends. It literally, we get almost no answers.
I still want to know what her fucking powers are.
I
Me
mean,
too.
it would have been nice if they had made a sequel, but in the same breath, I
Ghibli-
like that they didn't.
Ghibli doesn't really do sequels, do they?
No.
Yeah.
Someone, with sequels, someone did take the liberty to expand on the story, but it's a fan-made expansion.
I mean, that's not always bad.
No. The art's actually quite beautiful.
Yeah.
But, it's definitely not Ghibli. Ghibli.
Says it correctly, Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Have you said it in front of your brother yet? Because I want to know if he catches it, or if he also says Ghibli sometimes.
Who, Junior?
Yeah.
No, Junior corrects me every motherfucking time. And then he corrects me because I say Miyazaki's last name incorrectly.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's wrong!"
I mean, did you expect anything
And
else
he goes,
from your
"It's Ghibli, not
mother's son?"
Ghibli."
Okay, he is right.
Okay, so...
Okay. Yeah, Kiki, I would say Kiki is a druid, because you're right. I want to know what her powers are, though. I would have loved to see an expansion to the world and understand more of the magic, but I also like that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's a double-edged sword, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes.
I think she's trying to decide right now. She's
Yeah.
like a level 2.
Oh, she's a level...
She's not gotten to
She's-
choose yet.
She's a level 1. She just figured out fire.
Fucking Abby.
Oh, she's not even figured out fire yet.
Exactly.
She's still relying on
No.
that broom.
She did the opposite of Abby, because technically you can control the wind and make level 1 you can do this. So she just went, wind.
But like, she winded the same way Korra tried to run her ass into the fucking wind thing.
Yes.
In Legend of Korra the first time. She went, wind! And the wind was like, if you want it like that, I guess.
Smack.
See, like Abby went fire and goes, oh shit, I just snap it and it happens.
For context, that's one of Myra's D&D characters.
See, this is why I'm also like, should I be a druid on this one-shot campaign?
You should.
Feed your soul. Whatever feeds your soul.
Who else do we want to try and do? Because I don't
Jiji.
is a cat.
He's a cat.
So?
The eyebrows on that. You got eyebrows to death.
I don't know what you want from me. He's not a tabaxi.
No, he's a cat. So
Yeah, he doesn't
All right,
talk.
What?
you're
obviously-
familiar. Your familiar.
is my
Is an
familiar.
imp.
I yeet him across the battlefield and cast shocking grasp through him. I throw that cat across the field.
Okay, no. Here's why I question whether or not we should do Jiji. The second Kiki is unable to link with him in any way, shape, or form, he loses all characteristics.
Fine.
It seems like, if anything, Kiki is his patron, granting him enough intelligence to speak common.
So is he a warlock?
I don't know. That would make Kiki his god. I don't know if that's like something we want to give to a child. Do you want to make a level 1 druid a god?
No.
Is this Haruhi Suzumiya enough for you? Okay.
Stop.
Anyway.
Fine.
You know what?
What? Gigi's the familiar.
Okay, fine.
Tombo.
He's a fucking artificer.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't wanna-
artificer.
He's an artificer.
I would be willing to say maybe that the mom, the baker lady,
Osana.
yeah, maybe she's like a retired paladin or a
She-
retired cleric,
She really does feel, retired adventurer. I'll definitely give you that.
and she's very she's very lawful good, with
I
like
would
a
say-
little bit of chaos thrown in just for fun.
say paladin then,
yeah,
or cleric, not paladin.
yeah, maybe her husband's the paladin.
Yes.
Yes. So we got Osano.
He's ready to fight, but also ready to vibe.
Okay.
Osano's.
Husband.
No, I was gonna say since we've been assigning them subclasses.
I don't think we can dump into them.
No, not on this film.
Okay.
Their background characters were trying really hard to not make NPCs.
Yes.
Husband
Now,
is a paladin.
He doesn't even have a name, Sam. What do you want to give him?
I was gonna.
You want to make him an oathbreaker?
no,
Why? He doesn't say anything. He doesn't have a speaking role.
I would say I think his name is Fukuo.
Where are you seeing these names?
Fukuo under Tombo?
Oh.
Well, maybe.
It was empty. Don't worry, because my heart.
Your reaction got to me before what actually happened did.
Well, because I reached
I
out and it
know.
was too late, and
Okay.
It is Fukuo.
Okay. Fukuo officially has a name. We're sorry for being so fucking rude to you this whole time, my dude. I don't know. I like them kind of being a duo adventurer party who are just like,
Retired.
okay, our campaign's over. We're just gonna go be bakers in this city now. Okay, we definitely had land there. We're just gonna build a bakery and be nice.
My only other ones are two lesbians.
I was
Madam
gonna say Madam
and
Well,
Barsa
You don't want to do the forest lady?
and the forest lady.
Forest lady. What's her name?
I don't know.
I think she's Ursula.
I don't know what to give the old ladies. They just seem like a baker and a
Chaos.
lesbian baker couple. Grandma can't be anything magical because she can't light the fire without actually having to light the fire.
Yes.
She would have to be some kind of retired fighting class. She can't be a monk because monks after a certain level stop aging, and she has obviously continued to age.
Fighter? That would make
No,
sense
I
legs.
think Barsa is a fighter. She's a chaotic little.
Okay, she's a... You know what? Yeah,
Barca
maybe
does
she's a
have the
rogue.
vibe. Oh.
Maybe Varsa's a rogue.
Ooh.
Barca does have the vibe of I am the only non-magical motherfucker in this entire party.
Who is Barsa?
The old lady's best friend.
Okay.
A fighter and a rogue.
Sure. Better than nothing. Retired fighter, retired rogue.
All of these bitches are retired. That's why they're at the beach.
Oh look, it's one of my cities from my look the place that in my one campaign that I'm running. The place where all of my players started playing is literally like a retirement home for a bunch of retired. And it's. I ended up giving them too much backstory, so it just turns out that they're just ready to squat up at any point against them. Ethan tried to pick a fight with the barkeep at one point, and I was like, buddy, please, I have a stat sheet for him. You don't want to. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done.
So
Ursa.
Ursula?
Ursula.
The painter.
A follower of the Raven Queen.
She's a cleric.
Because she goes there to heal.
She does some greater restoration bullshit on Kiki.
Oh my god, she does! Oh! Why did you have me punch your wrist? That was the weirdest fist bump I've ever given anyone. I love this. We're moving on.
She's a cleric.
She's a cleric, oh no.
That explains why the ravens were like, fuck you, and your little cat, bitch.
And then the second their mom showed up, like, are you cool? We're not apologizing, but we're not going to attack you, so we're even. Yes! She went, sorry, and they went, I mean, we heard you. You're something fucking nice. We heard what you did to Becky.
Okay, I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
Character-wise, I mean, I think they were all had their own unique little things.
Yeah.
I really liked all of the side characters.
They were all very well written. Even the dude who didn't talk, Fukuo. He was.
Dude, for a character that didn't talk, he had so much expression and so much screen time.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him so much.
The dad vibes that he was giving towards Kiki.
Immaculate.
I'm like, yes. Power to you. Protect your little girl. That's not your little girl, but protect her.
He went, oh, I have a child now?
That baby's gonna be born and is gonna be toddling around calling Kiki big sister, and she's gonna fucking thrive.
She's gonna be
Yes! She's gonna be like, yes, I am. You wanna see some magic little shit? It's gonna be like, yes, I do. And then one day it's gonna cast something on accident, and all of the parents are gonna stop. Do not do that. The dad is gonna be like, that is the one. He's gonna have this expression of, that is the one thing I didn't want. I didn't want an actual magical child.
Or she's gonna go up to visit Kiki and be like, it can do that now, yes!
It's gonna be like Baby Jack Jack from The Incredibles. Okay. That's all. I don't think we have any more thoughts.
Sorry. I poked my nose onto the thing and it smelled like plastic, so I was like,
Well, it's
ew.
plastic!
Shut up.
Oh my god, okay.
So
Character review.
character review.
Final decision on their class. Which, I can't wait till she goes, fire.
What if she just says moss, though? That'd be funny.
What if she got angry at Tombo
And sent him flying.
and set his plane on fire?
Y'all are so set on fire.
I was hoping to send him flying, but okay.
Or yeets him into the ocean? Just has him get swallowed up?
Pull some Ponyo shit, makes the ocean come out.
Anyway, speaking of Tombo, he's an artificer.
What are they not?
Wasn't Hal an artificer too? Hosano's a cleric,
Retired.
retired. Everyone from here on is. Oh no, because we got Ursula. Hosano's a cleric. Fukuo is a paladin. Ursula, both of those are retired. Ursula is an active cleric of the Raven Queen. Grandma is a retired fighter. Barsa is a retired rogue.
Okay, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
I say go watch it. This is actually this is my favorite Ghibli film. I didn't get to say this earlier, but I saw this when I was a little girl. I saw this back in the 90s. This was my first introduction to what was considered anime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this film brings back so many. This film is more dear. Is that correct? Is that how you say it? More dearer? More dear to me than
There you go.
Nightmare Before Christmas, and you guys know that's my shit.
That's your favorite holiday.
That's my favorite movie. Well, not really my favorite movie, but it's my favorite. One of my ultimate favorite movies. I will see it all time, every day, every year. Doesn't matter. By the way, we need to go to Lunchbox to see if they have that fucking Kiki's backpack, by the way. Sorry. Yes.
I know who you are about merch.
I do need my merch. Especially because I saw a Kiki delivery service backpack and I need it in my life. But no, I hold this one very dear to my heart. It's, to me, it's one of those films that, yes, the message doesn't get across as well if you see it as an adult, but there's still a very good message that can be read. It's not as intense as it felt when I was younger, but the message is still there, and it still can be read throughout the generations. And I was actually going to mention this earlier. My best friend, she's like my sister. She hates cartoons. Okay, anything that's animated, she's like, that's for kids. So she never sees anything that's animated. She'll see it because she does have a 10-year-old little boy, so she'll watch it with her son. But she doesn't see anything that's for her. I forced her to watch this film. And now she goes, are you watching Kiki? Are you watching Kiki? Because, I'm down for some Jiji now. She loved how sassy Jiji was throughout the whole film. And I thought that was really great that it's a film, even though it's not as dramatic as a lot of other films can be, it still brings people together to understand something.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
So go watch it. Enjoy it. It's a very fun, loving film, which, yes, it's not dramatic, but it's still beautiful and has a great message.
I think this, for me, fell victim to the non-age demographic and slice of life. While I don't dislike slice of life, it has to be a very particular, very specific way done for me to full-heartedly enjoy it. That being said, I think it's a very good movie. It is just as well done as any of the other Studio Ghibli films. It excels in with the score, especially during the climax of the film, when she has to save Tomboy. And while I wasn't necessarily in the age demographic for this film, I still very much enjoyed it. I loved seeing the friendships that she developed as she continued to integrate herself into the town, and how she ended up finding her value. It makes me wish I had seen this as a child, when I was, a teenager in middle school. And I didn't necessarily feel that way about The Cat Returns, but this is one of the films that I really do wish I remembered actually seeing. Yeah, I would say go watch it. It's very good.
For me, I'm kind of stuck in between, liking it and not liking it. It was a Ghibli film. It was beautiful, and it had a good plot with good world build. But it didn't keep me as engaged as a lot of other Ghibli films. And I have to agree with Sam. It's not that I don't like it. I feel like some of it was an underwhelming revelation. Like, once you've already lived through all of the things that they're trying to introduce, it's kind of like, well, yeah, you just need to find yourself. Like, welcome to being in your teens. Like, the later in life you see it, the less that's going to hit you, I think, as in like a really groundbreaking way. Like, the less impact this film is going to have on you, unless you happen to watch it at a time where those kinds of, like, you know, themes are really hitting heavy on you. I can totally see that making a connection later in life, but the more you live, the more inherently you drift away from it, because the whole point of the story is her learning how to live her life and what she wants to do with it and how she wants that to go. It's a beautiful story. It's got great art. It's amazingly written. It's just not for me. I would say go and give it a watch because, again, it's not a bad movie. I have nothing really bad to say against it other than I would like to have seen more of the magic exploration. But even then, I understand why they didn't. So I don't have a lot of bad to say. Just know going into it that it might not be up your alley anymore. And kind of try and watch it from the perspective of someone who it might have, you know, someone you used to be.
Yeah. Your younger self.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a yes from me. A hesitant yes.
So I would say 3 yeses.
Yeah.
3 yeses. So go see it, enjoy it. Again, if you are not into a whole slice of life, but like Ghibli films, go see it. You enjoy it. And
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. If you want more content or want to see some of the things we referenced in the show, or just want to say hi, please follow us at wsiwtpodcast on Instagram and Twitter, or Why Should I Watch That on TikTok and Facebook. We've also got a YouTube channel where you can go listen to our episodes and also watch our live show.
Last week this worked, and I reminded myself. I'm going to be updating the YouTube for Real. My grandma's no longer at the house. My life has settled down a little bit with the new job. At least 5 new episodes will be up on the YouTube as of next week, whether I want to or not.
Hey!
I lost the source file because my Premiere Pro updated, but
Do you need me to...
no, like, I don't have Premiere 2020 anymore, and I can't have Premiere 2020 anymore, so I don't have access to the source file. Anyway, I'll fix it. It's cool. Expect them then. I apologize for the delay.
we've had our snacks.
We've said our facts. We didn't have our snacks today.
Damn it, Jay!
We told you if you should watch that. Good night!
I had a snack.
Hello, next month is May, which your humble 3 nerds in trenchcoat have dubbed Miyazaki May. All features from this month will be either from Miyazaki or Studio Ghibli as a whole. Please listen carefully for a clip of the movie's soundtrack to try and guess which film. Surprise! It's not a hint. It's Jay again. Just letting you know, YouTube's being kind of a dick about letting us upload our episodes with the hints at the end and, honestly, the beginning theme. So, things are going to be a little weird for a second. No hint for this week, but stay tuned and look at our socials for our first hint, hopefully later today. Have fun!